Good evening.
Good evening. Um, I'm an employee. I drive bus. I also have lived in the district a lot of years now. My kids went through high school, from all the way from elementary to high school. So it's home sweet home for about 30 years for me. I've been a driver for approximately 11 years now. And as an employee, obviously I'm worried about the budget, like everybody else is. So far, when I sat in the meetings, I've looked at all the cuts. I see the budget reductions, and they're listed here, and they go by secondary, primary, etc. But what's revenue enhancement? I'm a little bit curious about that particular category, because I believe we're supposed to enhance our revenue by close to $2 million. So I'm kind of interested in how that is broken down to. I know I can't imagine $2 million in grants, but there must be some way that we're saving revenue. I'm kind of like to have the board address it at some point. Another thing, as an employee, and I've been watching the Troy School District go privatize with First Student, I believe, is theirs, and they're working out that, and I've seen other people do the same. Obviously, that weighs heavily on my mind in my future. But I've also seen a discrepancy between how the budget happens to other school districts. Northville, they have, I believe, local 214 from Teamsters. They gave back $1.2 million over their 3-year situation, their contract, and that affected the bus drivers, affected food service, and their maintenance department. However, they gave their teachers a raise. I'm just wondering, how everything will affect us. I think as a team, I'd like to think of all of us, if we have to give up something to keep the good services that we do our students, I'd like to see everybody give up a small portion rather than a discerning amount to one particular group or classification. That's just what's been on my mind as I've been listening to the budget meetings and the other things that go on in my school district. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dr. Leopold?
And I can just quickly answer that revenue enhancement line item. It is made up of a couple of things. First of all, we're looking at federal stimulus money, of which some of that can be used for general fund expenditures, and so that's one revenue enhancement item. The other has to do with dollars that we've had in our center program fund balance for future potential chargebacks, and we're looking at potentially utilizing some of those funds to take care of certain general fund debts. And so those would be the two revenue enhancement items, two significant ones. There are a few others, but those are the two significant ones that would make up that $2 million.